Hello everyone. I, Kumud Seni, English mistress, working at Government Senior Secondary School, Narot Mehra, Pathankot, welcome you all in today's English class. Today we are going to proceed with the lesson Plants Also Breathe and Feel. In the previous class, we learned many new things about plant life. The lesson we are going to read ahead is also full of a lot of information. Before proceeding further, let us recapitulate the previous text. Fill in the blanks on the basis of the story read in previous class. First, the name of the instrument that could measure the growth of plants was dash. Second, dash, the great scientist, built that wonderful machine. Third, crescograph was made in dash. Fourth, India in the 19th century was well known for its greatness in the fields of dash, dash and dash. The answers to the fill in the blanks are: the name of the instrument that could measure the growth of plants was crescograph. Second, Jagdish Chandra Bose, the great scientist, built that wonderful machine. Third, crescograph was made in India. Fourth, India in the 19th century was well known for its greatness in the fields of fine arts, literature, and philosophy. Let us learn some new words now. Glossary. First, victorious. Victorious means having won a victory. A person who wins is called victorious. Like in games and sports events also, the team which wins can be called a victorious team. Second word is temporary. Temporary means not permanent. It is a thing which stays for a short period of time. Something that changes with time is called temporary. Third word is discoveries. Discoveries means findings. To find something which no one had earlier found or reached. Like America was discovered by Columbus. Fourth word is rebel. Rebel means a person who rises in opposition. Students, during the time of freedom struggle for independence, there were many rebels in India who rose their voice against the British rule. Some of the rebels were Bhagat Singh, Subhash Chandra Bose, etc. Next word is refused. Refused means not willing to do something or to say no. Sixth word is principles. Principles means concept or truth. For example, we can say Gandhiji followed the principles of truth and non-violence. The seventh word is created. It means bring something into existence. For example, God created this universe. Another example can be, this painter creates realistic paintings. Eighth word is believed. It means accept that something is true. For example, I believe that my teachers will always guide me towards the right path. Ninth word is separately. It means one by one, not together. Example is, the teacher checked the speaking skill of each student separately. Tenth word is Recognized. Recognized means identify. We can take the example of a sentence. I recognized my father in his childhood school photograph. Let us continue with the lesson now. Bose was born in 1858 in a village in Bengal. After studying physics at Calcutta University, he went to England for further studies. He graduated from Cambridge, then returned to India and was appointed Professor of Physics, Presidency College in Calcutta. A 3-year struggle began between Bose and the government, in which he was victorious. An Indian in those days of British rule usually received 2/3 of the salary paid to a European professor. Bose's appointment was a temporary one, so he was given only half the rate for a European. Bose was not the man to take this quietly. He felt that people who did the same amount and same kind of work should be paid the same salary, whatever race or nation they belonged to. It is worth remembering that discoveries do not come from the faithful followers and the yes man of science. They come from the doubters and the rebels. Bose was by nature a rebel. He had noticed that his wireless receiver showed signs of tiredness after it had been in use for some time. But in some strange way got back its power after being rested. Here was food for thought, the kind of thought from which great discoveries come. He refused to touch any part of his salary for 3 years. It was a question of his self-respect, and he was not ready to give up his principles. In the end, victory was his. Bose now began the work which has made him famous all over the world. He had, from boyhood, been interested in animal and plant life, and now his work in physics led him to his old love. Until the end of the Middle Ages, the world was looked on as one beautiful unity created by God. Man believed that everything in the world, from man to rocks and stones, had its place and purpose. The discoveries of Galileo and Newton changed the world picture. Man began to study each branch of science separately with greater detail, and there developed several different kinds of sciences. Bose, however, recognized a unity among all these different branches of science. In this paragraph, we are told about the birthplace, education, and profession of Bose. He was born in 1858 in a village in Bengal. After studying physics at Calcutta University, he went to England for further studies. He graduated from Cambridge University, then returned to India and was appointed Professor of Physics, Presidency College in Calcutta. In those days, there was a great discrimination between Indian and European people. Indians did not get salaries equal to the European people, even if the work was of the same kind. Indians received only 2/3 of the salaries paid to a European professor, and Bose was getting only half of the amount, being a temporary appointment. He refused to take any money for 3 long years. This would have been a very difficult time of struggle. It would not have been easy for him to survive without money. But he did not stoop in front of government. The government realized its mistake and Bose was victorious. The government had to change the decision. The quality of his character is displayed through this incident. He was a man of firm determination. He did not accept the injustice and fought for equality. He was courageous enough to fight against the British rule. Bose believed in equal salary for equal work. He fought for equality not only for himself but also for the rights of all people of India and world. He was a leader. He brought his ideas and proved them true. He was a scientist who made new discoveries and inventions. No one could stop or change him if he was right. He rebelled and walked on the difficult path all alone. He had the courage to change the world. He did not accept the salary for 3 years. He stuck to his principles and kept the patience. As you know, students, truth always wins. So Bose was victorious. Now he started working on his boyhood interest. He was keenly interested in animal and plant life. Now his work in physics led him back to his old love. Bose was a keen observer. He noticed that even non-living things around him got tired and needed rest. His wireless receiver showed signs of tiredness after it had been in use for some time. But after taking rest, it got back its power. This was something which needed to be discovered, and many new things were ready to surface. The people in Middle Ages believed in the things as they looked. The whole world was looked on as one beautiful unity. People believed that there should be no questioning as God created everything with a purpose. There were many blind faiths and superstitions in those times. Initially, people didn't believe in scientific reasons behind things. Then, scientists like Galileo and Newton came in this world, who changed the outlook of the world. Galileo was the first to see craters in moon. He designed the first pendulum clock. He created telescope also. Then there was Newton, who gave his laws of motion and universal gravitation, etc. Each branch of knowledge was now being studied separately. More detailed observations were carried on, and the way of looking at things was undergoing a change now. Bose felt that there was something similar among all these different branches of science. Now, here are some questions based on the text read. Question number 1 is: when and where was Bose born? Second question is: what did he have to struggle for? Third question is: for how many years did Bose struggle with government? Who was victorious? Fourth question: why didn't Bose accept the salary for 3 years? Fifth question is: where did Bose go for higher studies? Let us have a look at the answers. Our first question was: when and where was Bose born? So answer number 1 is: Bose was born in 1858 in Bengal. Second question was: what did he have to struggle for? The answer to second question is: Bose had to struggle for full salary. In those days of British rule, an Indian received only 2/3 of the salary paid to a European professor. Our third question was, for how many years did Bose struggle with government? Who was victorious? So third answer is, he had to struggle for 3 years and Bose was victorious. Question number 4 was, why didn't Bose accept the salary for 3 years? So answer number 4 is, Bose didn't accept the salary for 3 years because it was a question of his self-respect. Question number 5 was, where did Bose go for higher studies? So the answer to the fifth question is, he went to England for higher studies. He felt that people who did the same amount and same kind of work should be paid the same salary, whatever race or nation they belonged to. It is worth remembering that discoveries do not come from the faithful followers and the yes man of science. They come from the doubters and the rebels. Bose was by nature a rebel. The words to be filled in the blanks are in front of you. First one, can you help your little brother with his homework? Second, if you are going to Menka's house, could you give her a message from me? Third, it's not difficult to learn how to ride a bike. Fourth, this book has lost its cover. Fifth, it seems that Bhatnagars are not in their flat. Sixth, They are traveling and won't be back until September. Grammar fun. Fill in the blanks with suitable prepositions. Students, a preposition is a word used to link nouns, pronouns, or phrases to other words within a sentence. They act to connect people, objects, time, and locations of a sentence. Now, let us have a look at the sentences given. First sentence is: do not throw stones dash animals. Second, the shy child hid dash her mother. Third, the letters that came in today are dash the table. Fourth, I found my shoes dash the bed. Fifth, the boy dived dash the pool. Fill in the blanks with suitable prepositions. First one, do not throw stones at animals. The right answer is at. Second, the shy child hid behind her mother. Third, the letters that came in today are on the table. Fourth, I found my shoes under the bed. Fifth, the boy dived into the pool. I hope, students, you enjoyed today's lesson and learned many new things. Rest of the lesson will be covered in the next class. Thank you, students.